How's it going, everyone? This is your friend Tom Moore coming at you live from the Millie Club, the Spyderco Millie PM2 Para 3 Club on Facebook is our home base, and we're broadcasting now live to Facebook and to YouTube. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Join me as I throw an edge on this cool little knife, Tactile Maverick. I don't know if I've had one of these in. I know that I interviewed someone who worked at Tactile for FFIB a few weeks ago. What was his name? I can't remember now. And I was really interested in it. This is a really cool knife. It looks like it's got, I can't tell what material the scales are. They look like fat carbon, kind of. I think they're fat carbon, or there might be some kind of G10. I'm not sure. But yeah, they look really cool. Got a little texture to them. It's an axis lock, just like a Benchmade, pretty much, I'm sure. Spring might be different, but it works just like an axis lock. Let's see. Fling it open. I don't want to hit my computer. Anyway, cool knife. We're going to throw an edge on it with TSProf. This is a MagnaCut blade. We're going to clamp it right on that flat spot right there. Okay. Take our 150 grit Hapstone premium CBN stone. Marker this edge. See what it feels like. So before we cut this, let's just check for any chips. I didn't do that on the last knife that I had. I sharpened that was a user and then came back to bite me because there was chips in it I didn't get out. So I had to redo it several times, actually. Okay, so let's find this angle. I have honestly no idea what it is going to be. I'm going to guess it's 18 degrees, though. Let's find out. So tape this up. Greg Wadsworth. It's not what's up, guys, because it's just me. It's just me here. Just Guy. What up, Guy? This isn't FFIB yet. FFIB starts in an hour and 45 minutes. This is me just sharpening live right now. For fun. Okay, look at that beautiful edge. Okay, let's see what our angle of the dangle is. So at this angle, we are too high. We're going to bring it up a little bit. We're getting closer. We're going to go up a little bit more. So right about there. So you can see that this angle pretty much cleanly removes the Sharpie. So let's check the other side. See if it's the same. So we're close, but we're maybe a little bit too high still. So we're going to go down just a little bit more. Kind of meet in the middle of these two edges. Let's re-Sharpie it. Oop. And that's looking beautiful. Taking it right off. Full edge. Okay. So it looks like we're probably going to stay right around here. Let's just recheck the other side. Make sure it still looks good. Yeah, we're going to stay right about here. That's a good angle. Let's see where we're at. Take my angle cube. Come on. It's like stuck. Okay. My angle cube is being touchy lately, so I'm trying to. The button's stuck down right now because the front part's coming off. Stupid angle cube. Well, we know what we're doing this angle. I just wanted to get the reading so I know where it's at. Guess I can use a knife to pop this out. This cover plate is like pressing the buttons sideways. There we go. Okay, now we can reset it. Okay, we are at 17.5 degrees. So my guess of 18 wasn't too far off. So 17.5 degrees is where we're going to sharpen to. We got our 150 grit stone. We got our all taped up. So we're going to check to see if we can hit the tie. We're going to do our pretend sharpen right now and make sure that this clamp position works. What I'm looking for is wherever this stone is going to hit the handle first. So right here, when it does that, we're getting the whole heel, which we are capturing it by like a couple millimeters. So we're good. We are good with this clamp position. And now we can sharpen. So this doesn't have a heel. It has a nice little sharpening choil, so the end of the edge isn't going to be too difficult. This is a pretty simple to sharpen blade. We don't have anything we're going to worry about hitting, really. We do have some work to do at the tip. So you can see here, this is pretty common at tips, how the angle will get, the bevel will get wide at the tip, and it's because the angle gets shallower right there. So we have some grinding to do to even that up. That's pretty common. Spydercos, I see that usually. So to get rid of that, we're just going to go perpendicular to the edge like this until it's gone. Perpendicular to the edge, holding my finger underneath there to keep anything from flexing and to keep me from rolling off the tip. Now we're going to do some blending in strokes. We still have a bit to go though. Oh, you know what? I didn't even check if this is going to be a mirror or it's going to be satin. All right. I should probably check what kind of edge I'm doing. This is the fun part, though, is trying to remember. There we go. That was easy. He did not specify, so we're just going to do this as satin, and if he wants it to mirror, I'll mirror it for him later. For now, we'll just get nice and sharp and profiled. But as you can see, this is not done yet. So on a satin edge, you can usually get away with that because it's like similar in scratchiness. If you tried to mirror this, you'd have a little block out there and you'd notice it. So we always get rid of that because it sucks to come back and have to fix it at the end. And sometimes it just takes a minute of grinding away to get it off. But we have a really big burr now, so we're going to chill with that spot, and then we'll flip it, come back, and do it again. I need to figure out a way to keep my stones from jiggling when I sharpen it. It drives me crazy. My desk shakes just a little bit. Okay. So we're going to check for a burr. We got one there, and we got a monster one up at the tip because we're taking off material. So this side, Sharpie's coming off. I can see it's hitting the burr. You hear it a little bit. So this side's tip. Usually this side's better. So this side's better. This side's not a big deal. Okay. Now we have a burr on their side, so we're apex both sides. We got some work to do. Just make sure the tip is good, all the way good. Okay. So a little work to do on this side's tip right there. This should take it off pretty quick though. Got a really nice burr. MagnaCut does, sure as hell does form a good burr. Like this is very obvious, and you can visually see it. Some steels have a hard time with that, but this is good because it makes it so you can move on faster. So you know you're at the right spot. Okay. Okay, see how it looks. We got a tiny little bit of black left right there. We should be able to get this out in just a couple passes. There we go. Now we're all clean. Now let's just line up the scratches on this side, make sure everything looks good. Okay. Now we'll do one more pass on this side with the 150 grit. Who do I got joining me? We have quite a few people watching this fine evening. I'm sorry, fellas. This is not actually FFIB. This is just me sharpening. FFIB will be starting in about an hour and a half. But if you want to join me, say what's up in the comments and let's have some fun. I'll sharpen this knife. Maybe I'll sharpen more knives depending on how this turns out here in a second. And what else? I got a bunch of other knives to sharpen. I do have some cool things to sharpen, but they're not in order. So I need to do some things that I got a couple days ago first. So we're good there. We're going to switch up to our 400 grit stone. So now we are just removing the burr and lightly polishing the bevel, making sure everything looks good and lined up and just looks tidy. You know what I'm saying? Just looks nice and thoughtful and purposefully done. This is getting there pretty quick. Doesn't take a lot of passes with these stones to get rid of the scratches from the previous stone by any means. Pretty quick. So we are looking pretty fly. I'm gonna flip. You got a burr with this stone. I can see it. This MagnaCut's really easy to sharpen. I'm kind of liking it. I've sharpened MagnaCut before. I don't know if this is like older or newer version of Tactile's MagnaCut. I know they changed at some point. I think they changed HRC, but this is easy to sharpen. And like people say, ease of sharpening. This is a pretty easy steel, just mainly because you can tell what you're doing. Obviously, it's creating a burr exceptionally fast, so I know I'm at the right spot. So now we're just reducing the burr. We'll do a few passes each side, and then we'll call it good. See if the owner responded real quick. Not yet. You can see some of the steel dust starting to form on the bevel, the burr crumbling down, and everything getting profiled. It's very satisfying to see the steel dust for me. You know you did something. Nothing's not like when you don't see results on anything, it's frustrating. This is like, yeah, I moved something. I moved some steel. I had no idea because I can see it. Okay, so we're done with the stones. Now we're going to switch to a strop, 3 micron gauge strop. Let's wipe our edge down. Get all the steel dust off of it. You see all that? So we don't get all over our strop. And we're going to adjust this to 20.5 or 17.5 degrees. Because that's where our edge was at. And we're at about 18.2. So we're going to go down a little bit. Okay. Give it a quick strop. Making sure there's no burr left. Making sure it's just lightly polished up. Be careful at the tips. I'm the worst person because I get so tempted. There's always like a different little glint of texture at the tip that I'm always like, ooh, I got to get it evened out. And then I touch it with my leather strop and I fuck up my strop. So don't do that. It's not worth it. But I do it all the time. But it's not fun. Oh, MJ Harrington's in the house. Just it's like petting a cat. Just give little strokes. You know, like pet a cat one direction, you know. So this is like petting a cat with the steel, with the strop. Going away from the edge. Make sure you take big exaggerated strokes so you don't forget and push your leather into the edge. I do it all the time. Okay, we are donezo. Now we do the important part. We test our edge on a piece of paper. So some people use best testers. Some people use foam paper. Some people use magazine paper. I am not a fancy man. I use fucking printer paper, which is really easy to cut. But because it's easy to cut, I can tell when something's actually getting dull or if it's just not super sharp. So all I'm trying to do is feel for snags. I'm just trying to make sure there's nothing I missed. So it's sharp. And I can feel it's very sharp. Little cut, little curly doodles. Anyway, that's I take the tape off. So we're sharp. Now let's clean this bad boy up. I think I'm just going to do one edge right now. I got to get ready for FFIB later. So this is just an edge because I haven't done one for a couple days. Not felt lazy. Show I'm still sharpening. Get some YouTube content back up. So cleaning off the marker. Downward strokes off the edge. Like this. So you don't cut your fingers off. And you can see all that marker. Markers, well, this Sharpie is pretty hard to get off your edge. But this magic eraser with this gunny glow or gunny shine or what one is this? Yeah, gunny glow takes it right off. So there we go. Tactile Maverick in MagnaCut sharpened to 400 grit at 17.5 degrees. It's a laser beam sharp. Got a little more marker right there. All cleaned up. Now I'll take a video of it, take a link of this, send it to the owner, make that money, get paid, mail it back, and yeah. So what else is going on, guys? Hey, Michael Price. Can't spend too much time on here. I got a show coming up at an hour and a half. How much do you want to bet that Jason's late to the show? Let's just say I'll be ready. I'm excited. We have Sean Houston, otherwise known as Big Brown Bear, coming to join us. So I know him pretty well. He lives in Portland, so I've got to hang out with him in person quite a few times. It's going to be a fun time. He's the one who did the heat treat protocol for our club knife. I don't know how much we were able to talk about it, but it's pretty cool. Let's see. Cyanobled says it's normal to have a 1.5 degree difference between the heel and the tip. Not if no. I don't really measure. I always measure my blades at the same spot in the center, but hypothetically, it should be pretty similar throughout the degree. It depends on how you're clamping it. So if you clamp it with the tip to heel lined up, that's the closest to a straight line, which means it's the closest to being the same angle. And if your tip to heel are lined up, your heel and tip angle should be the same. So if you're not lining up straight, that might be the source of your problems. But yeah, I will see you all later. Thank you for the quick join, the quick sharpening. This is a cool little knife. This is really sharp. I like this 400 grit edge. So anyway, I will see you guys all at FFID later this evening. Peace out. Bye.